Welcome back to InsureTek Middle East 2020. Hope you enjoyed your meal. For our fourth and final session of the day, I request Ms. Sonia De Patendent to join us on the stage.
We have the fourth and final session now, but not obviously the most important, obviously relating to insurance and then InsureTek. We have our first speaker in the fourth session, Innovation in Insurance, Metamorphosis of the Insurance Industry, a Professional View. And the lucky speaker we have for this afternoon is the one and only, everyone knows of Aftab, Mr. Aftab Hasan. He's the CEO of Arya Insurance and Secretary General for the Insurance Business Group. Aftab is a professional entrepreneur with a resounding stake in energy, offshore, marine, oil and gas, IT, insurance and reinsurance. He has approximately 28 years of professional experience serving and leading top management teams with leading companies from both India and the Middle East. He is an elected representative, as I mentioned, committee member and Secretary General on the board of the Insurance Business Group under the Dubai Chamber of Commerce and Industry, while serving on the board of various different business groups, social and networking organizations. His articles, write-ups and blogs could be found on world press, periodicals and journals. Please welcome Aftab.
Covering the topic which is relevant to InsureTek, I just asked the organizers that what you want me to cover. And because there are esteemed speakers, they have been talking on different subjects. And out of this, which I saw that if we talk about, forget tech, the buzzword is tech, whether it be as a regulatory framework, you say RegTech, you put it FinTech, similar is InsureTek and many techs. So in our industry also, we are seeing that it is taking a metamorphosis of our industry. And then I will try to give a little bit of overview, and then we'll try to conclude. We can't do in 20 minutes, though I tried to make it a little descriptive so that I can pass, and then you guys, if there's something to read, you can also take it, but with illustrations as well, both. So this is the presentation outline. So as you see that in the recent years, we have been observing variety of innovative insurance technologies, and which are spur to the basic growth and transformation of the industry. And in this, digital insurance platform is one which is playing a vital role. Morning, as Mr. Fareed, he mentioned as well, you know, and that was the keynote address which he said was very right, that this is something which if you can't ignore, you have to transform yourself. You have to adapt with the new changes while you are in the same industry. So this is the reason that, you know, all the companies right now, they're investing on this particular area, which is technology. And when it comes to technology, there are pros and cons of the technology. And I'm going to give a little bit on that. So as you see, these are the disruptors, as we say, in a positive sense, which is digital insurance platform, cloud computing, blockchain, artificial intelligence, telematics, advanced analytics, GPS, or the mobile apps, or IoT. So now all this, if I combine and in a holistic form, we have been witnessing that somehow or the other, with the advent of the InsureTek, the era is not that stable. So there is a lack of relative stability, which has ended with the increasing deployment of advanced digitalization. And of course, the automation and other technology, which I said, which have been used, including the innovation in insurance, cognitive computers, and related services. So if you take it as like, you know, the bumbo and jumbo of what to say, on the cloud, these are, I could find many disruptors and which the insurance landscape which day to day, they have their reach to people, to their bedrooms, and it is far away from those days when you used to work with an insurance company or a consultant or a broker who used to visit you, explain everything, but people, they need Google Doctor the same way as insurance. So on that, they do all their exercise, and then perhaps they call you, and then they surprise you with, as we said, like with comparative of their own analysis, with their own lack of knowledge, lack of the industry skills, which is again on our shoulder to explain to people. So as we say, there is always good side and the negative side and positive side. So what happens is, yes, it is good. Our reach is fast. We are reaching to the bedrooms of the people where they can buy overnight any policy, but at the same time, someone they need to explain the policy terms and conditions, which often comes on with the fine lines. And when they are in trouble, when it comes to claim, then they realize that they bought a product which was out of shelf, and the product which was not designed or meant for that particular policy holder or for the group. So with this all, we also have been witnessing the changes on the underwriting landscape. I've just given this picture as illustration that the Lloyd's of London conventional underwriting room, how it used to be those days when they started from the coffee shop, and the underwriting rooms in the color picture which you see has changed a lot. I was recently in October in London, and I visited Lloyd's and met a couple of my underwriters and the reinsurers there. And there's a lot going on InsureTek. And then the reason which we are talking about as well, that when I said in the beginning itself that giving the reference of Fareed, as he said, like, if you will not go and invest, you will be left from the mainstream. So that's what it is. The similar thing happened that few of the reinsurers, they came surprisingly, which I never heard, that they are working on platforms which will have capacities on the platform similar to aggregators on the insurance side. And this is something which was unknown to me, that people, they are working on bringing a reinsurance platform as well, where there will be subscriptions from people and the cedents, and they will work on as and when required. So see the difference, which we never thought of. The Lloyd's of London will work on something which was unconventional, which never heard of. So this is the future of underwriting. So one side is you and me, the other side is underwriter, and the underwriter is robot. So it means the physical interaction which we used to have with the underwriter is going to change. And this is the change which is a paradigm shift from the conventional underwriting towards the automation, towards digitalization, whereas it is also good for them sometimes based on the artificial intelligence, based on the blockchain which they have to make it faster, to do the analysis for the claim analysis, and everything is fast enough so you don't kill time. So now let's talk about the digitalization and the impact on the health insurance sector, which primarily, if we talk about health insurance sector, is the most disruptive sector, whereas the advancement of this technology is taking place. Everybody knows, like, when we started some time back, some 6-7 years back, we started talking about wearables, and from US and Japan and Europe, this part of the world was unheard for. And when we started with that, this is going to change the health and life insurance sector, which will be transformed, because as wearable biometric sensors, people, they can not only that, they can keep themselves fit, but at the same time, this will give a leeway for them to have the claims control measure to keep it. And it is good for them to prevent as well from both sides, not to land themselves in trouble and to keep themselves fit in order to not to go up or rise their premium. So this is, insurers are already leveraging on these wearable biometric sensors today, and then you get incentivized to adapt this healthy habit by wearing this wearable. You must have heard, this is something on the health sector again, cognitive computing framework. So cognitive computing framework is again the underwriting, which is a new underwriting skill, which is helping, whereas this is the landscape. In short, like you collect the data, and the data are, if it is not structured data, unstructured data also, even sometimes the patient or the policyholders talk to the customer service, everything is recorded and on audio, or even the images which are there, or the videos which are there, everything is collected end of the day, and through machine learning, analytics, and search visualizations, you get the answers, you get the recommendations, and you get the patterns and the predictions of the policyholder or that particular patient, and in turn, the residue which we get it, a value. And the value is to save lives, engage customers, and then for their revenue saving, and then security, and it is productive, reduce risk, and it's also cost saving. So this is something which is also helping the cognitive computing framework in the health insurance sector. Now coming on the digitalization again, there are, I just gave like one of the companies mine, which is Baizat, the first one, green one. So I just give as well, just for the illustration purpose, you have few companies, and most of the companies, they have their own mobile app. And this mobile app help the policyholder to find the choice which is available, vis-a-vis their own requirement day to day. They don't have to approach to the insurers and until they are satisfied with these apps. So they normally do the research and they come back, and as I said, they surprise us. Oh, now health is giving so-and-so. Cigna is giving so-and-so. Bupa is giving. I said, from where you got it? Oh, from the app. Fine. So these things which happens, but at the same time, they just go for the ratings, they go for the benefits, and there are smart guys who also go in details for whether it's a community-rated scheme, whether it is a scheme which is linked with your claims. So people are there. So we always say that, never judge a person from their dress. The person sometimes will surprise you with the knowledge, though he's not from the industry. And we often see that these days. Now coming on, the new buzzword is AI, artificial intelligence, which is already beginning to make a difference in our healthcare segment. And we talk about artificial intelligence, as you see the brain. Okay, now it means what we are trying to say is there won't be any physical sort of intelligence. Everything is artificial, phony. No, that's the terminology which we are using. Still, the brain behind is we, the mankind. So we have come with this technology, whereas these are predictions. These are analysis which we do. And this analysis helps us in underwriting, help us in claim processing or account management or policy renewals, or even doing in the marketing and customer acquisition or product development. These are massive help which we are getting it from artificial intelligence. And so now I was just reading a few notes for this, and I saw that according to a report by IBM, that artificial intelligence will play a crucial role in an industry that is expected to see medical data double every 73 days in this year itself. Let's see where we land. And according to a survey also conducted by Frost & Sullivan, artificial intelligence also market for healthcare application will reach over 6.6 billion by 2021, which 634 million was in 2014. So you compare the difference. And as per the report, the technology has the potential to improve outcome by 30 to 40%, while cutting treatment cost by as much as 50%. Insurers are using artificial intelligence also to answer the queries of potential customers in real times, so and to increase sales conversion rate. So it means what happens is that you see the other side of the phone, someone who answers you, hey, how can I help you, is not someone, the man or physically the lady there, but the artificial intelligence is the robot which works, the computer which works, which answers all your queries. So what happens is normally there are designs of questions and designs of answers which they have. They use it normally based on that what is your requirement, and this is something which is not only in insurance industry. This is happening now in most of the industry, in the retail segment or the banking segment as well. Now, we talked about these all things, but now the benefit of automation as well. So let's say that these are the factors which are going to influence, which are influencing, in fact, for the health insurance sector with the automation. The faster actions and decisions are taken while for fraud detection. Better outcomes for portfolio optimization. Lower cost for reducing labor cost with automated telephone customer service, which I said now is change. Greater scale for performing large-scale tasks, impractical to perform manually, which used to be seasonal activities. Product and service innovation, from adding new features to creating entirely new products. Client data protection, prevent data leakage from manual data handling, so no one handles manually then. And also the compliance, which is also to automate compliance and regulatory affairs, our activities. So we also have seen that the consumers have, have grown or accustomed to living in a digital world, while you don't go to Itisalat or do to pay or in line. These days everything is online. The same activities you do in the shopping, you do the banking, you communicate, many other activities online. And then insurance is not something which is new. We also sometimes buy policies like the motor. We go online, we renew our policies. Sometimes individuals, we go and buy travel policies. So if we talk about the retail segment of the policies, normally that fits the landscape of online. But still, there are complex risks. Still those risks, if we talk about someone to buy a hull policy, for instance, you can't do that online. Someone is looking for a rig policy to buy. Someone is looking for a wild field to have cover, or someone is looking for a PNC to cover. So it won't happen. These are the segment, energy, aviation and all. We are talking about the retail segment, which affect our day-to-day life, which is our requirement. That has been made easy for people from this digital innovation. And overall, customers are likely also to gain from digitalization. It will mean for them a higher quality and less time consuming, and also the redundant care, much of it delivered, which used to be remotely in the customer's own home. You get it directly. You don't have to travel all the way to a broker or to the insurance company. And this one I covered, the last one. So now let's talk about the blockchain. Again, these are the words normally we hear a lot. Now, when I looked into our industry, emergence of blockchain in insurance industry, I did a little research, and when I saw that there's a lot which is being done now on the blockchain segment as well. Just for illustration purpose, if we talk about that the home, which is your assets, and then there is the other side, you do the business, and then if you're going to sell it or you need an insurance for your home, the chain which covers is through blockchain technology. How it is? Let's go that application. For example, in the areas where we see the most potential for transformation or disruption, as we say, is fraud and risk prevention, and even claims prevention and management. Because as we said, these are encrypted data. Nobody can play there as used to be the manual data. So, and then also the authorities in the blockchain, the entire blockchain, the authorities which will be given to people, other than that, no one can abuse it or misuse it. So it means the data which you get it pure virgin data without any adulteration. No one can manipulate, no one can play there. And this is a technology which is layered technology with different layering, whereas at the same time, without killing time. So it means even a specific someone has to sign a paper who is sitting in New York will reach to Dubai while you were sleeping, and which they don't physically have to send with courier or something like that, which in between it can happen many things. Here is something on the blockchain, as we say, that which will reach to you, you get up, you have a digitalized signatures, you do that, and it's done. So is also on the property side, health insurance, and as well as on the reinsurance. On the reinsurance side, since we work with some of the cedent for their treaties from Risk Exchange, DIFC company as well. So I have seen that things have changed. We have a client in Cyprus, and we have, let's say, RGA, who is sitting in Italy, Trieste, and then we are sitting as a broker here, and we are managing everything. This technology is marvelous for us. We don't wait for physical, those scan. We don't wait for the courier to come. Everything is digitalized, and this is all through blockchain technology, which has taken. Now, on the implications of the blockchains. So, if you talk about as in fraud identification, I said risk prevention. The answer is yes. Using blockchain, general ledger cannot be changed, as I was telling you. Claims prevention and management, blockchain can enhance the risk selection process by combining location, external risk analytics. Then IoT and product development with blockchain, we can manage large complex network by having device communicate and manage each other on a peer-to-peer basis securely instead of building an expensive data center to handle the process and storage load. The new distribution and payment model, a number of global insurers are developing alliances and exploring new payment business model to achieve capital efficiency, such as you have mobile wallets. With blockchain, wallet can achieve customer engagement on a much greater scale with tailored functionalities and more integrated data. Now on the property insurance, accidental injury insurance, it can improve efficiency through a smart contract, which we sign, digitalize. And the health insurance, we can inscript medical record to be shared other than without any adulteration. And for the reinsurance, the smart contract can simplify the payment process, so you get in a day, and then you can process the payment accordingly. So the challenges now we are talking about everything, as we say, have a two sides of the coin, pros and cons. Definitely we have to look into where the things are in our favor, we should adapt. The things which are negative, we should refuse. Now, on the challenge, as the blockchain is still, as we see, is in infancy. So many problems are gradually exposed, which day by day we sometimes. Now somebody, for instance, if you all know, Bitcoins works on the blockchain technology, but the regulator, unlike here even in UAE, it's not approved by the central bank yet, and many of the countries. Reasons? Yes. Better reason which I can see is that it's still not clear to them, to the regulator. And when someone is not convinced enough, so that's the reason it's not prevailing in the world. These are only few destinations, and those destinations which are using those Bitcoins. So similarly, as I asked question with myself, at our blockchain standards and process agreed? No, not every nation, not every country have agreed on this standards and process, whereas you can take to the court that there was no adulteration, there was no abuse, there was no manipulation, because still the countries have to sign that if it is encrypted data through blockchain, then we will accept it. But these are the countries where still it's due. Does the existing blockchain model really work for the insurance industry? 100% still finger crossed. How to improve the legal and regulatory system of blockchain? Still they are working, the government is working. If we talk about our insurance authority here, as well as central bank and other destinations, they are still in their infancies and they are working on those. So to conclude, as I said, again, that emerging technologies and innovations are beginning to transform the insurance landscape as they enable new ways to measure, control, and price risk, engage with customers, reduce cost, improve efficiency, and expand insurability. This has produced enormous opportunities for established insurers in the insurance segment to modernize, create new products and services, and shake up their business model. It has also led to the emergence of many new innovative startups seeking to significantly enhance the way insurance has traditionally been assembled, purchased, and experienced. We see ourselves just down the lane. 3 years back, we launched Baizat. Today, we are 350% year after year. The growth alone today, we are writing 300 million dirham of medical only from our portal. So this is something which is significant. We started with a humble beginning of 50 to 70 million. That's all the medical portfolio we had. Now today we are crossing 300 million. So this is, I can see witness, and I can vouch for that. At the same time, addressing issues surrounding to comprehensive data regulation will grow in importance, while insurance regulators and data privacy rules will play a significant role in determining how insurers will be able to use data and also influence the level of product customization available to customers. And that's what I wanted to speak.